all eyes around the state, around the country, around the world are on the Indiana Fever, and Bria is...
Caitlin Clark just achieved in 41 games what took Diana Taurasi 565 games to reach. Let that sink in. The leap from rookie to sophomore year we're witnessing might be unlike anything seen before in pro basketball history.
There it is! A triple.
While everyone's focused on her triple-double, Clark and the Indiana Fever actually shattered 11 records that night. I've analyzed every moment of their demolition of the Chicago Sky, and what I uncovered will blow your mind. Caitlin Clark's triple-double was just the start of a historic night that rewrote the WNBA record books forever. If you're riding with Indiana, drop a comment. I've got the Fever right here. Let's go!
The Fever organization be what it is today. Like, it is just so fun to be a part of. There's been a lot of anticipation.
You've done a great job in training camp leading to this moment. Enjoy it. Okay, go out there and have...
As all eyes locked on Caitlin Clark, something else historic quietly unfolded, almost unnoticed. Dana Bonner stepped onto the court just 7 points shy of basketball immortality. 15 years of pro excellence, thousands of baskets, and now on the verge of becoming the third highest scorer in WNBA history.
All-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And in her first game with the Fever, will likely move into third all-time. She's currently just 6 points behind Tina Thompson for third on the all-time scoring.
Would anyone even notice this milestone amid all the Fever mania? That question hung heavy as the game against Chicago tipped off. Bonner's been scoring since 2009, steadily climbing the ranks through Phoenix, Connecticut, and now Indiana. Here she was, just 7 points away from surpassing Tina Thompson on the all-time scoring list.
Who knocks it away, cookies, TV, open court, right side, and she lays it in!
The moment finally came in the final quarter when Bonner was sent to the free throw line for 2 shots. The first swished in, tying the record in front of a roaring crowd. The second pushed her past 7,488 career points, making her just the third player in the 28-year history of the WNBA to reach that scoring summit.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good. DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting.
And here's the ovation for Bonner.
What makes Bonner's feat even more special is how she's transformed the Fever's culture. This isn't just a veteran chasing stats, she's a 6-time All-Star, 2-time champion, bringing winning DNA to a young team hungry for leadership. When she speaks in the locker room, players like Clark, Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hall listen.
DB is somebody that, is a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. The strongest voice in our locker room is hers, and it's fun to have been around here now for about a month just to get to learn from her and soak it in. And I'm really happy she got to do it at the free throw line and all the fans could go crazy and cheer for her because she certainly deserved that moment, and it was really awesome to see.
The Indiana crowd gave her a standing ovation when the PA announcer revealed the milestone. It showed that even in this era of viral highlights and young stars, basketball fans still honor greatness that spans decades. Bonner's rise to third on the all-time scoring list wasn't just personal, it set the tone for a night full of record-breaking moments. Now only Tina Charles stands ahead of her at 7,696 points. But as impressive as Bonner's night was, it was just the beginning. Another Fever star was about to remind everyone why Indiana's future looks so incredibly bright. Remember the doubters who questioned if Aaliyah Boston could truly dominate, especially against fellow South Carolina alum Camila Cardoso, standing at 6 feet 7 inches? They got their answer, loud and clear.
Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things. I thought our defense was really good, and when we had lapses, we played through possessions. All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just
Boston entered her third season with a chip on her shoulder. She wasn't just aiming to be great, she wanted to cement herself as a franchise cornerstone alongside Clark, the duo destined to power Indiana for the next decade. The Chicago frontcourt came in full of confidence. Angel Reese had been talking all week about dominating the paint against Boston. Instagram posts, press conferences, even warm-ups. Reese made it clear she expected to own the matchup. Boston's response? A defensive clinic that left jaws on the floor, 5 blocks sending sky shots flying into the stands, rejections that had fans jumping out of their seats and pointing at the scoreboard every time Reese rose for a shot. Boston's defensive dominance propelled her to 6th place on the Fever's all-time blocks list. Those 13 rebounds weren't just impressive, they were historic. That performance moved Boston to 8th place in rebounds in Fever franchise history in only her 3rd season. Think about that, decades of players grabbing boards for the Fever, and Boston's already top 10 all-time. Combining 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks put Boston in rare company. She became only the 2nd player in WNBA history to open a season with 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus blocks, the first being Natasha Howard back in 2014. That's elite company for any player, let alone someone in just her 3rd year.
Yes, great job of those long arms of the Leah Boston here, going up multiple times, and then...
The Clark to Boston connection showed flawless chemistry all night. Clark kept finding Boston for easy baskets, a slick high-low pass here, a perfectly timed bounce pass there. Meanwhile, Boston protected the rim like it was top secret. Every time Chicago thought they found a lane to the basket, Boston slammed the door shut. Reese managed 17 rebounds, but her offense struggled badly, just 5 of 14 shooting, repeatedly denied by Boston's perfectly timed contests. What was hyped as a marquee matchup ended up as a masterclass in defensive positioning and timing.
For the season to tip off, it's the Fever against the Chicago Sky. We saw record crowds a season ago, and I'd say they are back and raring to go in 2025.
The most astonishing defensive display came when Aaliyah Boston teamed up with a teammate to set a record never before seen in a WNBA season opener, a duo that has scorers and guards around the league reconsidering how to attack Indiana's defense. What Caitlin Clark did against the Chicago Sky wasn't just impressive, it was historic. In 28 years of the WNBA, no player, neither Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, nor Cheryl Swoops, has ever matched what Clark achieved that night. Clark entered her sophomore season under immense pressure after smashing 62 records as a rookie and transforming the Fever from a lottery team into playoff contenders. Fans were curious what she'd deliver next, but nobody expected the kind of performance she unleashed against Chicago.
I'm not the first one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high. Felt like you were channeling the spirit of Gabby Marshall out there with the blocks. Is that a part of your game that you've been working on the postseason? Are we going to see more blocks out of you as your career rolls on?
Right from the start, Clark was on fire, nailing a logo three-pointer in the opening minutes, a shot so smooth it left defenders shaking their heads as the ball barely kissed the net.
Not really something you can work on. I don't know, I felt like I had active hands. I had some pokes when our post players were playing good defense, and coaching staff has just challenged me to try to be a better defender every single practice and just getting better in that area. I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve. I don't think any of those blocks were too obvious. You look at the stat sheet and it's like, oh wow, 4, but you can get your hand on there and help your teammate out.
That was just the start. Clark played like someone who spent the entire offseason focused on one thing: dominating both ends of the court. She spotted passing lanes others missed, threading impossible passes, outjumped taller players for rebounds, and shocked everyone with blocks that seemed out of nowhere.
There it is! A triple.
Her 4 blocks set a career high and marked the most by a point guard in a WNBA season opener ever, shattering the myth that defense was her weak point. These weren't just token blocks, they were emphatic rejections that fired up her entire team. The Clark-Boston defensive connection reached its peak when they combined for 9 blocks, the most by any duo in a WNBA season opener ever. Imagine that, a point guard and center pairing delivering a defensive performance usually reserved for Twin Towers.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves.
As the fourth quarter began, anticipation filled the arena. Clark needed just 2 assists and 1 rebound to make history. The crowd was on edge as she chased the first ever 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in a season opener. Every pass had fans holding their breath, every missed shot, everyone watched closely for the rebound. With under 5 minutes left, Clark notched her 10th assist on a perfect feed to Aaliyah Boston for a mid-range jumper. The crowd exploded. Minutes later, she grabbed her 10th rebound, sending the arena into pandemonium. History was made. Clark's October 20th, 10 performance wasn't just her 3rd career triple-double, it vaulted her to number 3 on the all-time triple-double list. She became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 3 triple-doubles just 41 games in, while tying Alyssa Thomas for the 2nd most 20-point triple-doubles ever.
He just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basket.
But the most mind-blowing stat shows just how quickly Clark is rewriting history. She now has 9 games with 20-plus points and 10-plus assists, the 2nd most all-time behind Courtney Vandersloot. What's truly remarkable? Clark did it in just 41 games. Diana Taurasi also recorded 9 such games, but it took her 565 games. Vandersloot needed 430 games to reach 10. That's the difference between Clark and everyone else in the league. What takes others' entire careers, Clark's achieving in just her first 41 games. She isn't just breaking records, she's shattering the limits of what's possible in professional basketball. If she keeps even a fraction of this pace, Clark will shatter every major WNBA record for points, assists, and triple-doubles. This isn't hype, it's math.
Regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business. And Caitlin Clark handled her business game 1. 20, 10, and 10. 20, 10, and 10. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, what did the kids say? Belt to ass. Oh yeah. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky. 93-50.
What we witnessed against the Sky wasn't just a dominant win, it was the birth of a potential dynasty set to rule women's basketball for the next decade. The Fever's 35-point dismantling of Chicago wasn't an ordinary blowout, it was the 2nd largest margin of victory in franchise history. Skeptics might dismiss it as a fluke, but breaking 11 records in one night sends a clear warning: Indiana is building something special. The Clark-Boston connection is evolving faster than anyone expected. Their combined 9 blocks reveal a developing two-way chemistry that goes far beyond scoring. Experts predicted this kind of court awareness would take years to develop, yet here they are, already rewriting the record books as a duo. The Fever roster boasts unprecedented balance, a sophomore star in Clark breaking records at lightning speed, a third-year powerhouse in Boston climbing franchise record lists, veterans like Bonner, Howard, Coulson, Turner, and Cunningham providing championship experience and leadership, and young stars like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall entering their prime. Watching how quickly this team is gelling is nothing short of exciting. The spacing is perfect, defensive rotations are sharp, ball movement exceptional, skills young teams usually struggle to master, yet the Fever make it look effortless. This isn't just about one record-shattering night, it's witnessing the foundation of a team poised to redefine WNBA basketball and bring multiple championships to Indiana. It's like watching the early Chicago Bulls before their title runs, you can feel something special being built. The best part? Clark, Boston, and this Fever team are only getting started. The rest of the league should be terrified. If they broke 11 records in a single game, imagine what happens when they hit their true stride and reach peak chemistry. This isn't just a great team having a great night, it's the beginning of something historic. The gap between Indiana and the rest of the league is only going to grow. Winning 93-58, the Fever didn't just win. They announced their arrival as a dominant force in women's basketball. With a 35-point victory, the second largest in franchise history, and 11 records broken, you weren't just watching basketball, you were watching history in the making. And this team may only be getting started. The question isn't if Clark, Boston, and the Fever will break more records this season, it's how many they'll shatter before it's all over. If you're with Indiana, comment "I've got the Fever" below, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment.